Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio with Ralph Michaels and Preston, the sports cheetah. We're going to take a look at the Super Bowl and some prop bets. And guys, boy, from the beginning of the way Super Bowl props started, you're way back when they had that first prop on will the fridge score a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Bears, to where we are now, 400 some props at some of the books here in town. There's more money bet on the props. I mean, I know for me each season now, I've got more money all over the game than I actually have on the game. And in some instances, the outcome of the game is insignificant to what I do with my props. As the guys did in the last video, they talked about, don't tie up all of your props geared to who you think's going to win the game. But I'm going to say on the same token, you have a vision of how you handicap the game and what you think's going to happen. And a lot of time, that is going to dictate on a lot of your props what you're thinking is going to happen in the game. And I'm going to start with you, Ralph. You've got some props for us. Give us one of the some of the ones that you like, and let's talk about them a little bit.
I'm going to mirror something Scott said in an earlier video, and that is New England and their DC. Patricia does a great job taking away the number one receiver. And I'm going to use the over for Mohamed Sanu. Now, this prop is anywhere from 45.5 up to 52.5. And I like it no matter where it is, but certainly shop if you can. But you look at him on the year, Sanu had 59 receptions. Julio Jones had 83. You want to look at how the team finished. They used him quite often. He had a lot of great, you don't want to take a margin and say, okay, this is the 16 weeks. You got to look at how a team did in stretches and when they're using them. In the playoffs, he had 9 receptions and 12 targets. And while that's not great, you got to remember Atlanta had a 26-13 lead over Seattle going into the fourth quarter and a 24-0 halftime lead against Green Bay. So you didn't even have to use him in the second half. Now they're going to have to use him, and I like the over.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right in with one of mine since it's on the same token of what you're looking at. I have Sanu over in the receiving yards as well. I also have Gabriel over, and I think you got to play both of them because I think at worst you'd be 1-1 at worst. I think you actually win both of these because I agree. If they're going to take something away, what you want to do is take away Julio Jones. He's the big play guy. I think Belichick will let them run the football, and the other two guys aren't the names. They'll let them, hey, if they can beat them. But Julio Jones is either going to get the best defending guy for New England, or he's going to be double teamed.
No
so
question.
I'm looking at the other two guys both to have big games. So I'll throw one of mine out there. Let's go to you, Preston. What are the ones you're looking at?
Yeah, I'll take that a step further even, and it's really based on just how New England Patriots and their defense schemes, but they do take away the number one receiver. One thing they do is they let you, or they force you, to take the easy throw. A lot of the check down passes or crossing routes, hopefully to Sanu for you guys. But in the past this year, teams that do throw to their running backs similarly to Atlanta does. It was, let's see, just even last week or a week and a half ago, Pittsburgh, D'Angelo, 7 catches for 57 yards. And that was, I think he entered the third series because of the Bell injury. When they played Baltimore, Dixon had 8 catches for 42 yards. They played Buffalo, McCoy and Gillespie combined for 11 catches and I think 81 yards. McCoy had 6 and Gillespie had 5. And there was one more, Seattle, who beat them, I believe. Procise it was 7 catches for 87 yards. And so these are teams, New England gives you that. And Freeman and Coleman are both sitting at 31.5 for Freeman, 30.5 for Coleman, and the Freeman catches I think is 3.5, and the Coleman catches is 2.5. I'm going to play both of them over. I think you go 2-0 a lot of the time. Maybe you split if one of the running backs gets hot and they end up using them a lot more. But I'd be really, really shocked if both of these bets lost. Or there's 4 total, but both of these guys, stayed under on all accounts. So yeah, overs for both running backs in Atlanta. I really like whether the game flow is Pat's up early and so Atlanta's throwing a lot and checking down, or even if Atlanta's just using that to attack the Pats defense and Matt Ryan's taking what they give him, which is what teams have done in the past and had success.
New England is the bend and break defense. They're number 17 or 18 in yards, but number 1 scoring defense in the regular season, number 1 scoring defense in the postseason, and they don't let you score, but they'll certainly let you gain those yards.
Go between those 20-yard lines. And just to clarify, you're taking both the receiving yards over and the receptions.
And the reception, so there's 4 total bets, 2 for each running back, yep.
All right, and let's get another one from you, Ralph.
One that I like is we're going to just look at New England, and we know Brady likes his tight ends. We know Gronkowski's not there. Martellus Bennett, a touchdown is plus 180. I think you're getting great odds. New England gets down there a lot. They get in that red zone a lot. He looks for those crossing patterns on the tight ends. I just think there's a lot of value into having a tight end with Brady in the Super Bowl when you know they're going to put up some points.
I'm going to give two quick ones here to round this video out, and I'm going to look at Julian Edelman minus a half yard receiving versus Julio Jones. And my thinking on this, again, goes back to Belichick taking Julio Jones out of the mix. I think he's going to have to work hard for all of his yards. And last week, New England, Kevin Hogan had monster game. And we've seen it so often. When one guy has a monster game one week, they go missing in the next game because everybody looks at that and makes adjustments. And still, even with all the yards Hogan had last week against my Steelers and was driving me crazy watching the game, Edelman still had his yards, and I think he gets more yards than Julio Jones. And the last one I'm going to throw in there, LeGarrette Blount, under 14.5 carries. And the reason I'm looking at this one, last week he had, I think, 16, and he's been the workhorse most of the season. But if you look back at New England, the last 5 weeks of the season, they used Dion Lewis a lot more in their game plan. He was getting a lot more carries, using him out of the backfield, catching passes, and he took a lot of the rushing attempts. But last week, they went back to Blount, and the reason they did so is he's more of a power runner, and against the Steelers, you want a guy that's more of a power runner against the Steeler rush defense, plus the fact Blount always has big games against Pittsburgh, and that goes back to a few years ago when Tomlin cut him midseason. He conduct unbecoming of a Steeler, let him go, and he left the Steelers and latched on with New England. Ends up going, I think, to a Super Bowl that year, and every time he plays the Steelers, he definitely has a hard one. So they wanted to have him in the lineup last week. I don't think he gets as many carries this week.
Belichick may a psychological ploy?
Yeah, definitely. So those are my two. Anything you want to add as we close this one out?
Nope, I threw out 4 bets. I think that's plenty.
All right, good stuff, guys. Hey, don't forget, Fridays at Wager Talk. It's Flashback Friday. I'm sure you've seen the ads that Johnny Detroit's put out there with those scary pictures of me way back when. But check it out, Flashback Friday. Every pick at the site on Friday, for any games that go Friday, $7. Check it out each and every week during the basketball season. Flashback Friday, just $7 at wagertalk.com. We'll be back with more here at Wager Talk.